god! When I first started playing Battlefield, I was terrible. Then I made a career out of playing it, allowing me to get some great highlights so far in Battlefield 6.
Oh, bloody balls!
So I've got 10 easy tips for you to get better at Battlefield 6 if you've been struggling or plan to jump in soon. And EA have sponsored me to help you to get access to the open beta. The second round of the beta is available from Thursday the 14th of August to Sunday the 17th of August. All you need to do is click the link in the description, pick download now, and then select the platform you want to play on. It will take you to the correct store so you can log in with your details and download the beta for free. Firstly, slow your play down. I've seen some people saying they feel exhausted playing, and that makes it hard for them to learn. So stop, slow down. You don't have to run everywhere. You don't have to play this game so rapidly. It's a habit to get a game and then go in full force, grabbing an SMG and instantly trying to take on entire squads alone. You don't have to be a top player to make the game worth playing, even if it's something you want to aim for. Instead, stick with your squad a lot as you learn, and even after that, and there's nothing wrong with reminding yourself to play more passively. Learn the map layout, pre-aim some angles and protect flags, find some power positions in buildings and above the flow of combat. This will all allow you to ease into the game and reduce fatigue, which in turn avoids frustration and keeps you wanting to play, and therefore has you learning more about the game. You'll get to discover map flow and get more familiar with how it feels to aim and track targets, without the pressure of scanning what's ahead of you from multiple angles of danger as you sprint towards having to respawn again. And that advice might not be reflected in all of the gameplay I show, which will probably be a constant thing throughout the video, but that's the point. We aren't here for you to instantly be an aggressive player with a vast amount of experience straight away. We're here so you can start your road to it if you need to, with some easy tips or some reminders if you're already on the way there, just like I did a long time ago. But you might be finding even that a struggle due to your inputs, so get into the settings for tip 2. I know it can be overwhelming having all of those options, so here are some key ones that have helped me on console, and some of it can still apply on PC as well. Adjust your soldier aim sensitivity, and you can also do this for the vehicles, etc., so everything feels nice and uniform. Change your response curve if you need to. You can select one that is designed to mimic an older Battlefield if you're more comfortable with that. I went for Battlefield 1. You can remap your controls, so controller players perhaps switch grenade to LB or L1, and your spot or marking button to RB or R1, flip them round to match that of older Battlefields. And if you're struggling with visibility, turn off all the filters, turn down the motion blur, and widen your FOV for more peripheral vision, and boost up the enemy icon color if you need to, so it stands out more to you. Keep tweaking these things and anything else you find help you as you play until it all feels natural. I may do a full settings guide for when the game fully launches. Let me know if you want that. Now you have your settings adjusted, let's make sure you actually use the spot button with tip 3, which again can really help with visibility. I believe it's Q on PC, unless they've changed it. If so, let me know. And on controller, its default button is LB or L1. But if you've changed it in your settings, as I just suggested, it's now RB or R1. Many Battlefield players are notorious for not utilizing this mechanic whenever it's been heavily available previously, such as in Battlefield 1. And because the controller input bumpers were flipped for BS6, a lot of players have got out of the habit of spotting in this game. So here's your reminder to use it. Spotting the enemy makes them far easier to track and thus land damage on them. It also means if they manage to escape you visually, you can look at the minimap to see where they've gone for a limited time. And others on your team have the opportunity to see them as well, which might just save their life. So spotting allows you to boost your potential output, and it's helpful for your team. Don't forget, you can also use this input to mark vehicles, enemy equipment, and flags. Successfully marking, capturing, and holding the flags has a massive impact upon climbing the scoreboard, whether it be breakthrough, conquest, domination, etc. But what's the point in all of this if you can't hit anything because your gun sucks? Well, besides just trying out all the guns to see what you vibe with, and making your selection based upon the map and how the enemy are playing, all things to keep in mind, you need to actually get good attachments on the guns. This is tip 4. Don't just randomly throw them on. Actually read what they do and make logical decisions based on the weapon. What is it about the gun that you're struggling with? Is it recoil control? Is it slow handling? Spec into those things if you need to. What is the gun designed trained for maybe. Okay, cool, double down on that strength and purpose with the attachments. Or want to make a versatile gun to use in a freeform manner? Great, do that. I actually have a build guide for the M433 assault rifle for exactly that purpose, if you want to copy mine. It's on my channel and I'll link to it in the description as well. I'll be getting more build guides out soon, so subscribe to see those. Thanks, I'm trying to hit 100k subs so I can get a plaque for myself and one for my dad. And don't worry if you aren't exactly sure how the attachments are going to affect the gun performance, because this leads us perfectly into tip 5. There's a firing range. Use it. You can directly access it whilst you tweak your weapon attachments, so you can test things as you go. I highly recommend it. No need to go into an actual match with the gun to find it sucks and then get crushed. Test it out beforehand and get comfortable with it. Come back out and change something, get back in and retest. A quick and easy way to get your gun feeling how you want it to. Now maybe you've done all that and you're still having a struggle. Well, have you considered turning off crossplay for tip 6? If you're on console, you're also playing against PC players by default and vice versa. If you want to avoid that, turn off crossplay in the settings. Now you'll only play against players on your platform, so you avoid playing with or without any kind of advantage when it comes to input method. So you can just focus on the game and having fun. Of course, if you want to play with your friends on another platform, or just play against other people on other platforms, you'll need to turn this back on. Now, you're back in the game again. Tip 7 is embrace the vehicles, at least to some degree. This might be confusing to some of you who already love using vehicles, but for many, such as myself, there's a long history of playing a first-person shooter to do exactly that. Play a first-person shooter, just using infantry. But if you want to perform better, get in those vehicles. You don't have to purposely be looking for them on the respawn screen if you're not super keen on them, but if you see a tank spawn in on one of your flags, for example, and it's not being used, go and grab it. Make sure the enemy don't grab that flag and then take the vehicle for themselves. It's a really important tip. It's so easy to just run by and not think about it, and suddenly the enemy are behind you with a vehicle and you're screwed. Ensure this doesn't happen and pick up some kills for your team. But when you aren't in a vehicle, here's tip 8. Learn and use the movement mechanics. You don't have to be a movement demon, but learn what's actually possible. Sliding, jumping, mantling, leaning, mounting. The movement in this game is nowhere near as advanced as some people were worried it would be. And in fact, you run slower on this game than a lot of previous battlefields, even if it doesn't look like it. But it does have useful mechanics. A quick crouch during a gunfight might save your life. A slide into cover might save your life. A lean around a corner rather than simply walking around it might save your life. You also sprint faster with your knife out in this game, by the way. There are some things for you to think about. But now we have your movement covered, let's use tip 9, get to cover. This has always been a huge tip for Battlefield, but now it's even more viable as Battlefield 6 has way more cover to utilize than some previous titles. Get yourself moving from cover to cover. Don't just run around the map without thinking. Where is your next piece of cover if you need it? Are you hitting a corner? Use that corner rather than pulling way out wide without any cover. Try getting into power window positions. Use low barriers to crouch behind. Always be thinking about the environment and how to use it. It's not just there to confine you to spaces, it's there for you to utilize. It's there for you to go on flanks, to stay alive, to get the advantage over the enemy who isn't thinking about this stuff. If you're using the map you're on while the enemy is just playing on it, you have a massive advantage. So when you play, make sure you're actually thinking about why you're moving to somewhere and how you plan to use it or get through it until it becomes second nature. And if you need to slow things down for this, as I said in tip 1, then do it until you can speed your play back up. And tip number 10, this is a big one, burst or tap firing. So many people have issues with not being able to consistently be able to put people down at mid to long range, and so many people have issues about weapon bloom. Please just try bursting as soon as you hit ranges where you feel like your bullets are flying wide of the target in full auto. This mechanic is in the game for a reason. This tip, along with everything else I've mentioned today, has had me hitting between a 2 and a 5 KD in most of my BF6 games so far, as my stream chat can attest to. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, consider subscribing for loads more on BF6. Thank you for your likes also, and if you want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon for that I never really advertise, but I'm trying to get this content thing to be a bit more sustainable for the long term so I can keep doing it. So thank you very much if you decide to support on there, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.